Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to This Week in Rewards from Rewards Canada. This week, we're going to cover the news from April 15th to April 21st, and covering everything in loyalty programs for Canadians, credit card rewards, and any travel news as well. I want to thank you again for tuning in. This is now, I believe, our fifth live episode. And I think every time we're going to be a bit more viewers coming in and have some people in the chat as well. So if you just want to subscribe to the channel, then you can participate in the chat and you can ask us questions about any of the stuff we discuss in this live broadcast. Or if you have any other questions on loyalty programs, credit cards, travel, you name it, I will try to answer it. In the time allotted, usually try to go no more than 20-25 minutes here. I think, maybe in weeks where it's busy, we may go up to like 30 minutes. But lately, there hasn't been a crazy amount of news in the world of loyalty programs and credit cards, you name it. We will see quite a bit happening in May. I can tell you that right now. I mean, I can't give you details, but there's going to be a lot going on coming up for the summer. So some exciting news beyond after April, once April's over. So we'll definitely let you know about that. So why don't we get started with the topics for this week? The first one is the news from Air Canada Aeroplan and how they are partnering with Journey Rewards, the loyalty program for Parkland Corporation. They run like the Chevron gas stations, Fast Gas, Pioneer, you name it. Journey Rewards has been around for a little while, so that's the loyalty program for their gas stations and convenience stores. Aeroplan has not had a gas station partner for quite a few years now, since Esso and them split up, and then Esso went with PC Optimum, and now even Esso Extra is gone. They've strictly gone PC Optimum. This was a very early release from Air Canada about this news. I think, just trying to build up a little hype to it, but part of me was thinking they were doing this as a preemptive strike in case Scene Plus came out with a gas partner. I don't know who Scene Plus would partner with. I mean, we put out speculation there a few weeks ago saying that maybe they're going to partner with Shell because Scene Plus is offering Shell gift cards at a lower reduced rate. Like that's the same as their Scene Plus partners, not the non-Scene Plus partners. So there's some really good, redemption rates for Scene Plus for Shell gift cards. So, is that a hint that Shell may be moving to Scene Plus? I don't know. Hard to say because Shell did just re-sign with Air Miles not too long ago. But, maybe with Air Miles going into bankruptcy, the parent company going into bankruptcy, maybe there's a clause that can let Shell get out. Who knows? Pure speculation on our part. But anyways, I'm kind of getting off topic about the Air Canada Aeroplan Journey Rewards partnership. What we know is that you're going to link your accounts, they say. So you're going to link Aeroplan to Journey Rewards. You're going to need to be a member of both. So this is similar to their Starbucks partnership. So that leads me to believe that maybe you'll be able to earn in both programs at the same time. We don't know yet. But by linking, you think that there's going to be something that they're going to reward you for having both programs. Otherwise, why not split it up like they had with Esso Extra and Aeroplan when Air Canada did have the partnership with Esso. But again, we're just going to have to wait to see. But you're going to be able to earn Aeroplan points at the very least on your journey or your purchases at these gas stations and their expanded EV charging as well. And it sounds like you'll be able to redeem points, Aeroplan points, for your gas and other purchases with the whole Parkland Corporation banner of companies. Like I said, there's not a lot of details out yet. It's going to come this fall. So of course, stay tuned on Rewards Canada. We'll cover it all here, kind of give you an idea of where it's going. As soon as we get news coming out, we'll let you know. The good thing is, we're on Aeroplan's distribution list, so they let us know typically beforehand. And then when the news is live, we go live. So you'll find it on Rewards Canada almost immediately once it also goes out on Air Canada or Aeroplan sites. And so, so that's basically it. I wish I could tell you more about the Aeroplan Journey Rewards partnership, but there isn't a lot to tell yet. So as soon as there's more, we'll let you know. And then, I'll go back to the whole Scene Plus thing. Hopefully Scene Plus gets a gas partner. They need one, but I'm trying to think who they would partner with. Petrol Points is with RBC, even though you don't have like a Petro-Canada card from RBC, but their partnership's pretty in-depth in terms of earning bonus points and discounts. And then you have PC Optimum with Esso, Shell's with Air Miles right now. I mean, like I said, if Shell breaks off, there's the potential for Scene Plus to join them, but I don't know who else. There would be maybe My Husky Rewards, but I mean, they're not a huge retailer or as big as the others. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I guess Scene Plus right now is still focusing on grocery, and they're bringing home hardware in, so that's going to be the first thing for them. But it'd be nice to see them bring a gas partner in as well. So that covers that. The next thing we'll cover this week is the Porter Airlines with their VI Porter. They have a status match offer out for WestJet Rewards members. They're targeting in their marketing, saying, basically almost saying that WestJet's abandoned the East and abandoned frequent flyers out there. So they'll match your status, and of course they want you to fly with Porter. So they'll match it for a short period of time, and then when you fly with them within that period of time, I believe it was 120 days. I should have wrote down notes in front of me. You can maintain status once you reach enough qualifying spend. Now, the thing with Porter's elite status levels and benefits, they're an all economy class airline, so it's not like you can get upgrades to business class and that, but there are benefits to it. And if you're flying Porter, at least I'd say semi-frequently or even a couple times, maybe over the next year or so, and you have WestJet reward status, it wouldn't hurt even to match for that 120 days. And if you don't make the minimum qualification, then no worries. Then you're just gonna at least get it for maybe one flight. You can get some perks. So definitely check that out. As always, I'll have all the links in the description of the video afterwards to these offers. You can check them out and get links so you can register for things like the WestJet Rewards Porter Airlines status match offer. Now, WestJet also has their own status match offer the other direction for Porter and Air Canada. So be sure to check that one out as well. Now we're going to go on to the next set of news. This will be just a short one. CIBC officially, as of yesterday, April 20th, added EV charging to their accelerated earn rates. It's going to be the same as the gas station earn rates on all their cards. This is anywhere from 1% to 4% cash back, or 1 to 2 points per dollar. Their Aeroplan cards, I think, are only up to 1.5 points per dollar. So this is good to see, because if you're not charging your electric vehicle at a gas station, so like if you're at a Tesla supercharging center or whatever, or these other independent places that have charging centers that aren't tied into, say, your Petro-Canadas and things like that, a lot of those times you only earn the base earn rate. You don't earn the equivalent of the gas earn rate. So CIBC has gone out and confirmed or added the EV merchant codes to their accelerated earn rate. So if you have an electric vehicle and are charging at these independent places, you will earn the accelerated earn rates now as of yesterday, April 20th, 2023. Next up, Hilton. Hilton Honors released their next system-wide promotion. Starts May 1st. I mean, they basically run system-wide promotions 12 months of the year, 365 days of the year, because now they run them without a break between them. They're always called Points Unlimited now, but there's different variations. Like the current one, which is double points, will be ending April 30th, but right away, May 1st starts this new offer. And the new offer, you can earn up to 4,000 bonus points per stay. It's 2,000 points for stays at the majority of their hotels, 4,000 at their resorts. So the resorts is like about 270 hotels, or just over 270. And from what I can see on the list, it only includes one Canadian resort hotel, and that's the Hilton Whistler, is included as a 4,000 bonus points location. All others will be 2,000 bonus points. Now, the thing to note about these flat rate bonuses is that these are ideal for the one night cheaper stay. So if you can stay one night for $80 and earn 2,000 points, that's a big return on that stay, versus a 5-night stay. Even at that same hotel, say it's $80 a night, you're going to be spending $400 and you'll only get 2,000 bonus points again. But no matter what, register and earn those bonus points. I mean, you're getting something for nothing, basically, if you have these hotel stays. But if you're, a mattress runner or somebody looking to really maximize, if you're going to switch hotels every night, you want to pick the lower cost ones in comparison to the points that you earn. But if you're like me, you pick your hotels for comfort, the ones you like and all that, and you're not really going out trying to maximize everything, then yeah, no matter what, just register and earn your points, whether it's 2,000 or 4,000 points per night. This offer runs May 1st till September 5th, so it's all through the last part of spring and through the majority of summer. And then we probably should see September 5th or 6th, sorry, the next Points Unlimited will come out at that time. Of course, we don't know what that is yet, because this one was just released this week. So we'll have the link to it. Register for it right away. You can book right away, but remember, these points don't start till May 1st because you have the other promotion offering double points until April 30th. So that's the Hilton offer. Then we had our contributor D, who's been doing a lot of hotel and lounge reviews for us. Put up a review this week of the Air Canada Maple Leaf Lounge in Edmonton. He seemed to really enjoy his visit there for his last time he visited. The review's up on the site. Check it out. There's a few pictures and details on what is offered in the lounge. He's got some big trips coming up where we're going to have a lot of reviews from him. So thanks to Dee for doing that. And I think the last thing we're really going to cover today, the big news on Rewards Canada was on Wednesday, I re-released our comparison charts, credit card comparison charts. Right now, we're just covering travel rewards cards. I'm working behind the scenes on cashback and small business cards, but at least we got the travel cards up. 60 plus cards that you can compare on the site. Very detailed information about insurance coverage, point values, minimum cashback rates, cashback earn rates, even on the travel cards. So you can really compare apples to apples on all these cards. Oh, hold on. What do we have here? Past Edmonton Airport, great airport. So much better than Calgary, Toronto, and Montreal. Thanks for the comment, SS. Yeah, Edmonton has really updated their airport, and sometimes I feel that the places like Montreal and Toronto are, they're big airports. A lot of people, and especially with the way travel's been lately, they can be headaches. The smaller airports tend to be a little bit better right now. So I'm going to go back to our credit card comparisons. So check them out. We'll put the link there. You can now, the main thing about them is that you can select which cards to compare. You can compare 2 cards, 5 cards, 60 cards, you name it. You pick them out. I have broken down charts on like the top 15, airline, ultra premium. So it kind of sorts it for you for some of them, and then you can compare the ones in those charts if you want to go a little bit closer. I know there's some other comparison charts out there, but these ones I feel are the most in-depth. Because there's values to the insurance rates, there's the value for points and all that. And really, it was just an extension of what we created starting, it was almost 19 years ago when we put up our very first comparison chart. And, I put up a post on the blog this week, kind of reminiscing on the history of that chart and just the cars that were on there and the welcome bonuses of 5,000 miles, 10,000 points, nothing like today. And the cards were only earning 1 point per dollar. How times have really changed in the credit card and loyalty industry. Now it's expected to be, 70,000 points, 100,000 points, first year free, earn 5 points per dollar. That wasn't the case 20 years ago. It was 1 or 2 points per dollar if you were lucky. If you're, an increased welcome bonus was 25,000 miles, 25,000 points. And that was huge. Like I remember when the American Express Gold Card first came out, I think it was 25,000 points. And that was big at that time. And now that card's, at 60,000. So just amazing to see what has transpired in this industry over the past 2 decades in terms of, credit card offerings and bonuses. I mean, it's become so competitive. We've seen that on Rewards Canada with the banks between them competing for this market, for people to spend on their credit cards and, of course, not pay off their credit cards so they earn the interest rates and things like that. So it's a very... it's amazing. Like as long as I've been in this industry, it still never ceases to amaze me what is happening in it. And I'm really curious to see what's going to happen next with credit cards. The biggest thing in our market over the last, I'd say 5-6 years compared to what it was 20 years ago is, we've started to finally see no FX fees come in. But again, that's kind of a iffy point with a lot of banks in Canada because they make a lot more money off foreign exchange fees than their US counterparts, because most US credit card spending is done in the US or in US dollars, whereas Canadians, we travel outside of the country more than Americans do per capita, and we spend more outside of the country more per capita. So it really, it makes up a bigger portion of Canadian credit card issuers' revenue to have those foreign transaction fees. So that's kind of why we haven't seen it take off as much here, but we've seen it come in as, these credit card companies try to gain a competitive advantage. And then the other thing too, when doing these charts, I spent the last 2 or so weeks going through every card. That's the thing, those charts, I go through every detail, every card, go through every insurance package on them. And I'm gonna have some loyalty lessons coming up because I've learned a bit more on the insurance side. And there are some quirks in there that people need to be aware of on some cards with the insurance. So watch for those loyalty lessons. I'm kind of going all over the place here, so I apologize if I'm seeming kind of scatterbrained because there has been so much information overload I've had for the last couple of weeks updating these credit card charts. And but it's good. It creates a lot of content for us, and it also creates educational content that I can pass on to you guys, so you can know the ins and outs of these cards. But yeah, so we put in a lot of time and effort, make those charts. Small business cash back will come back on them. I love your guys' feedback on it. If you could, send me emails or comment on the blog post for it or whatever. If there's any things you want to see changed with it, or if there's information that's omitted or isn't correct on there, definitely let me know, and I'll try and update it as soon as I can. But yeah, so like that's where I was going, is what I've seen in the last 20 years or so with credit cards is the insurance too, is the changes on insurance. There never used to be trip cancellation or trip interruption, emergency medical. That all wasn't there either. And now that's becoming more of, cards competing in that regard too. We saw with HSBC World Elite MasterCard come out with their 21-day coverage for those that are 65 and over, just blowing all the other cards out of the water for that age group for emergency medical coverage. And so they're using that as, or trying, for competitive leverage there against the other cards. So every little aspect and benefit we're seeing on these cards, they're using to try and compete against each other. I said this probably 10 years ago, that the Canadian credit card market was oversaturated in the number of cards we have. And we are adding more, it seems like every few, I don't know, a couple cards a year for sure get added to the market, and just keep adding that saturation. So these cards need, those, something like an upper hand where they can beat out the next card and at least get a few thousand card holders. Like, it is surprising that some cards remain in our market with only having 2,000 or 3,000 people using them. So obviously there's some deals behind the scenes to keep those cards going. But I mean, we've seen lots disappear. We've seen the majority of hotel cards. We used to have a hotel credit card comparison chart, and now we only have Marriott. Gone is Best Western, gone is Choice, gone is IHG, all out of our market. Delta has gone out of our market. American Airlines is gone. There's just not much value. I think for these credit card issuers and the co-brand partners especially, the hardest part is finding that value and trying to get a piece of the market. I mean, it's tough. It is really tough. The latest co-brand card we saw come out was Air France KLM. Going to be really curious to see what happens with that card over a couple of years, if they can garner enough people to use that card where it keeps it viable and keeps it going in our market. I feel it will, because Air France KLM fly to so many cities in Canada. They have a very strong following out east. They provide a good product. They have a good, the Flying Blue program is getting better. They're trying to revamp it. I mean, it's some of the old Air Canada guys that are over there. So they're putting a lot of effort into that to make it a lot better program, more of a lifestyle program. That's what they're trying to say. So I think the Flying Blue card will stick around. I mean, we've seen Cathay Pacific's cards stick around, which, they have right now a deal, which I put up on the blog, that if you have that Cathay Pacific card, you can get 10% off economy flex and higher flights with Cathay Pacific. So check that out if you do have that card, for sure. But yeah, so basically, it's amazing, our credit card market. Maybe I'm rambling on here. Maybe you guys are getting bored with me saying this, but just to see what's transpired over the last 20 years, how much the scene has grown and how many cards there are, to have over 70 travel cards, I think it is, and close to 200 or over. I think there's well over 200 credit cards available to Canadians, like different credit cards. For a population of under 40 million people, that's a lot of cards to be offering. And yeah, and they're all vying for a piece of that pie. So that's why we've seen these bigger bonuses come along. First year freeze, better insurance, and all that. When will it be too much? Who knows? Hopefully never, because we are all, we are getting so much from it. Yeah. And then SS just said, yes, the value propositions of them are very poor. BMO terrible. Yeah. I mean, if you follow Rewards Canada for a while, we call those ones out too. I mean, some of the value propositions are absolutely, you can't say terrible, because you're getting something, right? 0.5% is better than 0%, but why settle on 0.5% when you can get 1%? Or, I'm just using those as examples. So that's why sites like Rewards Canada even exist, is to help you guys make those decisions and find the better ones. That's what I love about our comparison charts too, is that you can go in, it's like, I have this card, I'm going to select this card, my card, and I'm going to compare it against some others. and that'll give you the opportunity to see. It's like, holy smokes, this card is better than the one I'm using right now. So definitely something to check out. We have another, SS again. Yeah, WestJet's companion fare. The saying is a joke. It has definitely become, I can't say tougher to use, but the value in it has definitely lowered. Unless you're using it for last minute flights, premium economy, the value of that companion fare has definitely dropped, especially on transatlantic flights to Europe. And that's where I get most of my complaints about the companion voucher. And that's because the base fare is on a lot of flights is only $100 or $200, and then there's like $600 in ATC fees, as WestJet calls or whatever, or other charges. And they don't allow the companion fare to cover that. So the companion fare for economy class flights to Europe definitely don't seem worth it. But it's the same thing I'm seeing. I just received a message earlier this week on RBC Avion with their Avion reward chart that they have to redeem 65,000 points for a flight to Europe and pay $900 in fees. It's the same thing on any of these economy class programs, whether it's Air Miles, Amex's fixed points for travel, RBC Avion, you name it. None of them cover, none of them cover the extra fees. They only cover the base fare. And right now, most base fares on flights to Europe are only a couple $100, and then you're paying 3 times that in fees, and those get passed along on these fixed points reward charts or on companion fares like that. I mean, personally, in the Rewards Can family, we've always gotten great value of our companion fare vouchers, but that's a lot of times we're booking last minute, a week or two beforehand, and the prices are higher. And so we can use the voucher to save us on those higher fares at the time. But, when you're booking 8 months out, like most Canadians do, or 6 months out, or even 3 months out, the voucher value definitely is something that you want to look into. It's like, am I really getting the value out of it that I once hoped that I would? So I think we've covered the comparison chart. So just to review, we did the Journey Rewards Aeroplan coming this fall. Not a lot of details yet about it. If you're flying Porter Airlines and have WestJet Rewards status, make sure you go sign up for their status match to their VI Porter from WestJet Rewards. CIBC is now offering accelerated earn rates on EV charging. It's the same rates as they offer on their gas station purchases. So this covers, like I said before, the independent charging places. I mean, if you're charging at Petro-Canada, you probably would have received the accelerated earn rates anyways, but outside of that, you may not have. Well, now they're covering it. Hilton Honors, go register right away for their new promotion, even if you don't know if you have any Hilton stays coming up. I've always said that. Register for a promotion so that you don't forget. And then, maybe you're driving cross country. I'm going to use that example again here, and you're going to stay at a Hampton Inn in some smaller town. As long as you've registered for this promotion, then you're going to earn those points. And maybe, if you're on that road trip, you would have forgotten to register for it. So do it now. Register for the promotion, even if you don't have any Hilton stays coming up. Thanks to Dee for doing the lounge review of Edmonton's Air Canada Maple Leaf Lounge. We did our comparison chart coverage. We'll put the links in there. Let's see what SS says here. He's been flying, he or she, sorry, I'm not sure, been flying to US and Europe about 5 round trips so far, and again in a couple weeks back to Europe. Always pay cash because miles, points plus cash makes no sense. Hoarding points but losing value, LOL. Yeah, I mean, especially, economy class to Europe and even somewhat to Asia, the value there for economy is tough to justify if you are somebody who looks to maximize your value of points. I mean, just because of the lower base fares. I mean, I know Air Canada doesn't charge, the surcharges anymore, but you're also looking at a decent amount of points for an economy class flight that may only be $600 or $700. So you have to do those calculations and see, is it worth it for me to redeem these points? And now for a lot of Canadians, it is, no matter what. They're not as concerned for the value, but for a lot of us points maximizers, yeah, absolutely. You save it. I'm going to use it for business class or, when economy class flights are more expensive, and it's even hard to justify. I've written about this quite a bit too, using something like 60,000 Aeroplan points when you can use something like 30,000 flying Blue Miles for transatlantic flights. Air France KLM with their 15,000 each way makes economy class in terms of a loyalty redemption much more viable, more, the value is more there. And some people tell me, well, you're paying higher fees, but yeah, those higher fees, they're also including your first checked bag fee. So it's actually very comparable to Air Canada's Aeroplan. So, but instead you're paying 30,000 flying blue miles plus about $300 in fees. Air Canada, you're double the miles or points, 60,000 at least, and the same amount of fees because you may be paying for baggage fees if you're checking bags. If you take checked bags out of the question, then the numbers change a bit, but you're still paying double the amount of miles and points, and that really factors in when you're converting from something like Amex membership rewards or Marriott Bonvoy to these programs, is the amount of points you can use for those flights. And that brings me to Amex membership rewards, how we rank it the #1 program in Canada for loyalty points because of that flexibility that you can hang on to them. You can check and see Air Canada Aeroplan or Air France KLM Flying Blue, which is going to give me the better value for a redemption to Europe or anywhere with their partners in the world. And then you can decide and convert from your Amex or your Marriott points to those two, because they're the two biggest for conversions to those airlines. And then you have things like British Airways, even for Amex membership rewards or RBC rewards. Right now is the best time to convert your RBC Avion rewards to British Airways because they have the 30% bonus until May 15th still. And if you tie in your Ion card or get an Ion card, you're going to boost the value because you earn more points on those Ion cards than you actually do on your Avion cards. That still doesn't make that much sense to me, but the fact that you can combine your accounts, well, no worries. So I think that's been a pretty good episode. This is the longest one so far. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We had a few more viewers this time. Thanks to SS for participating in the chat. And yeah, so that's it. Everybody have a good weekend, and we'll see you next week on This Week in Rewards. Bye, everybody.